Welcome to the kindness.
Games.
Overtime!
It's a land of kindness. So dumb.
That's awesome. I love it.
I guess
Right.
that's kind of like the Jingle Bell spirit, right? Like, I mean, you can't help but be a little bit happy when you hear that.
It's true.
A
At
lot.
least makes you laugh and smile, right?
Right. Well, that's what the kindness games is all about, is bringing a little bit of joy to people, making people smile, maybe even cry because they've been affected. And for this scoreboard edition, we've got the great Steve D'Onofrio.
You are
Stu
so good
Ginsberg.
at that now.
You know how fun your last name is?
It was such a big deal for a little while. Like, I had to go to the mirror. D'Onofrio.
But see, now you have it, and now we have to find someone else whose name you can't pronounce.
Well, no, we're going to run into that. That's not a problem.
Get ready.
How are you doing, Sue?
Really good. Thank you. Really good. Happy to be here.
Yeah, it's good to have you guys. You know, I thought that it would be easy to have the people that became Kindness Games alumni just stop in like in order, and we would do this every 2 weeks. But it's been kind of an avalanche. We can't really keep up with every 2 weeks. In fact, we have 14 Kindness Games alumni.
Holy cow.
Isn't that crazy?
Fabulous.
2 in the last 2 days. And we're going to talk about them. But real quick, Steve and Sue, how did your 30-day or 30 posts go for you? And did you learn anything? What kind of feedback did you receive? We'd just like to hear a little bit about your experience.
I will let Sue go first. Ladies first.
Okay. I did learn a few things, including better ways to video myself. Didn't learn the fancy stuff that people are putting out there now with little Santa Clauses dancing across and things like that. But I learned how good it makes me feel to give a shout out to somebody about kindness, whether I know them or I don't know them, and they just did a kind act for me. And also how easy it is to find acts of kindness that were happening all around me. It absolutely is a day brightener to think about acts of kindness starting your day versus watch the news, for example. So I think that was really great. And it was also a great way. I heard from a lot of people who I hadn't heard from in a long time on LinkedIn. And I have just gotten to meet some amazing people through this. Tim, Kelsey, didn't know you before, Lee, and other people. What do we have in common? We all believe that kindness is better than the alternative. And that is a powerful lesson and a great lesson, and makes a huge difference,
Yeah, you know, you mentioned that you just noticed kindness throughout your day, and that's kind of a transformative mental exercise, isn't it? When you start thinking about, I have to get to 30 people, let me find 30 people that have really inspired me or helped out or something, and then you start to see the good and the kindness throughout your day rather than the opposite.
Absolutely a much better way to live every day.
D'Onofrio.
I think I'm going to follow up to Sue too. One of the most interesting things is that it almost programs your mind to seek out and or to discover kind things. You just look at people in a new way.
Yeah.
And I think we have that. It's, you know, the old reticular activating system. It's kind of programming your brain to look for something else. And it really does begin to program your brain that anybody in your life, coming into your life, instead of just looking and being cynical sometimes at life or the negative things. And I don't want to talk about the toxic positivity, everything's rainbows and unicorns, but I'm talking about the realistic, looking at people and seeing the qualities they have, celebrating human qualities. And that's been one of the most inspiring things for me. But the second thing is, it's just simply the network building from a strictly, somewhat selfish thing. I've really developed an amazing network of well, you guys, for example, Tim Kelsey and Lee, and the people I'm meeting from different parts of the world. So not only has it just been inspiring internally, but externally from a straight business point, I'm building a network of some amazing people.
And it's an interesting type of people that you're meeting, right? Like
Yeah.
people that are very positive, that want to like infect their surroundings with positivity.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's turned into, started as kind of a joke with, a little game with me and Lee, but it's turned into super good networking. I'd agree. And it's actually made me better at my job being virtual. Now I'm so good at talking to nobody that when I have a presentation up and I have the PowerPoint and I can't see anybody, I'm still amazing. It's just like we're in person.
It's funny.
That's
Sue and
good.
I were, oh, sorry, go ahead, Sue.
I was just gonna say, another thing, talking about the network of people, what I have found is each of the people that I have spoken to or interacted with who I didn't know before, some of them look like they have these really big titles, and then you talk to them and they're so humble. It's just like, it's so heartwarming to see the goodness in the people who are participating. Each and every one, really astounding and great.
Yeah. No, what I was saying before was Sue and I were talking this week, right? And we mentioned networking because our careers would probably not have interacted, right? We never would have really met each other. And I think that the networking, it was so natural kind of because it's just we both invested in something that we believed in. And then we met each other and got to know each other and got talking. And it was really cool because Steve, when you mentioned networking, it's like we didn't even try to do it, but we have a whole new network of people from something that we believe in, right? So I thought that was super cool because when we were talking about careers and we like similar industries sort of, but totally different, right? And we never would have met each other unless it was maybe like a one-off show that we were at, or I don't know, you never know. But
yeah. And I think too, from when I use the word networking, so many people approach networking from almost a systematic business type hard place. It's like, okay, I have to meet 3 people. I have to get my business card. But this was, when I mean networking here, it's an organic, and networking might even not be the right word. I think it's relationships. It's powerful relationships that expands the network. So I think it's building new relationships that the outcome or the side effect has been growing my network. So I think, yeah, I'm going to change that to, it's allowed me to have amazing relationships with new people. Thus, and the side effect has that been, I'm now growing a network that I wouldn't otherwise have.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's great because this is all about kind of bringing together a positive community anyway, right? Like reestablishing the community that we don't have now that we're not so much in person.
And I'll also add to that, somebody that I know lost his job this last week, and I suggested to him that he consider participating in the kindness games. I said, not only does it make you feel good and you're looking for positive, kind things, but you meet amazing people and you never know. I mean, at a minimum, you feel uplifted, and who knows, maybe it's a good connection that's going to lead you to your next opportunity.
Absolutely. All right, all right, all right. So we have a bunch of stuff going on right now. As I mentioned, we've gotten 2 new Kindness Games alumni in the last 2 days. And also we have this Jingle Bell Kindness, Slay 'em with Kindness type thing going on, which was just, again, another not thought through last minute thing that I kind of threw into the thread with Lee and Kelsey and said, hey, do you think anybody will do this? I've been trying to get people to do, their 30 days from Thanksgiving to Christmas, and people are like, no, it's too busy. I'm like, it's actually less busy, no work to actually output. But so anyways, we started the Jingle Bell Kindness, and there's actually 5 people participating. So myself, Lee, Kelsey, D'Onofrio is in there, and Carlos Francisco, which is an interesting guy. We're gonna have a whole conversation about him. But here's what the scoreboard looks like right now. Double OT, that's me. I'm at my double OT 9th post. So Original kindness games 30.
Animal.
OT kindness games 30. 69. Actually, this scoreboard is my 70th post for the kindness game.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I have made the commitment to get to triple overtime post 1 by Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. So Lee and Kelsey and D'Onofrio are each going to reach double overtime post 1 by Christmas Day. And Carlos Francisco, he's going to reach his first overtime because he started after Thanksgiving. So I'm just going to knock it out, which is crazy.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yep. So yeah. For the overtime scoreboard, we have Lee Otten at 25. He's getting close. We got Kelsey Carnell at 19.
Slacker.
You're getting close. D'Onofrio at 14. Jason Secura at 2. Sue Ginsburg at 1. Brandon Tan at 1. And Paul Moxness at 1. And Paul Moxness yesterday finished his 30 posts and started today on overtime.
Wow.
Motivated. I took a week off.
Same.
Yeah. So this is a pretty good list. Sue, do you think you're going to start back up after the new year? Got any plans?
I'm thinking about it. You know, I'm heading down to Austin for a month or two, and I'm thinking, what a great way to overlay my outlook to look for kindness in a new place that I don't know as well.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. You know what? Since we are up to 14, let's rattle off our Kindness Games alumni, just so people know. So Tim Wenzel, Kelsey Carnell, Lee Otten, Jason Secura, Josh Ledesma, Brandon Tan, Jay McDermott, Steve D'Onofrio, Bill Massey, Kathleen Ferris, Coach Cat, Sue Ginsburg, Kekishan Dedwani, Paul Moxness, and Kuno Palemo.
It's fabulous.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
All right, second wave closed on 11/26, right after Thanksgiving. So there's nobody in the second wave. The third wave is being held down by Janina Linka at 13 posts, although I will say her 13th post was to me. And it wasn't a video, it was a text post. She went D'Onofrio on us. And but it was for me. It's her only text post, I believe. So I just figured that she wanted to just accentuate that with special punctuation for me.
Got it.
That's how I'm thinking about it.
What the outlook?
I love how I like the way you frame that. That is really a powerful way to frame that, other than saying she didn't want to take the time to do a video, so she just thought she'd type something up in her text with 100 characters.
I honestly think she probably had trouble finding the words, and so she just wrote them down. I mean,
I thought that's what I'm thinking. That it was so sentimental and so deeply touching.
Absolutely.
That a video just wouldn't do it, and so we just want to get that more in the couple characters.
Yep.
I love it.
Right on the same wavelength right here. Of course, we don't take ourselves very seriously around here. Life's too long for that. The fourth wave, John Harris at 10 still.
Wow.
John, what's going on, bro? Mandy Myers at 5, Bert Hart at 3, Saeed Sharif at 5, Elisa Mula at 2, Min Karianis. I'm sorry, Min. That's probably not how you say your last name. She's at 2, James Dukowski at 1, and Antoinette King at 1. So this fourth wave is pretty static right now. But you know what? Maybe they're waiting for the new year to kick them back off.
Hey, Tim, let me ask you, let me run this by you. So Kelsey and I met last week.
Yep.
And it was a great conversation, instant best friends. And then from our conversation, I put something in the mail to her yesterday. Maybe that counts as a kindness gesture. It's just not a public one.
That's super sweet.
Maybe. Well, maybe when Kelsey receives it, she'll start up her phone and do a kindness games receipt.
Oh, I love it.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a challenge.
And
Okay.
honestly, I don't know how you guys both jumped on a call and didn't do a recording. I mean, I don't do a call with anybody now hardly without doing a recording. I mean, that's the only reason I keep ticking these things out.
Good point.
I know we totally could have. I don't know. We didn't really think about it. We just kept talking. We totally went overtime too. It was
There we go.
Well, yeah. Dang.
Dang, missed opportunity.
It's all right.
The
Next
fifth
time.
wave.
Wow.
So Abhijit Kumar from India, he is at 25.
Woo.
He is
Super
bringing it in. He is our first and only kindness competitor from India. Although I hear rumblings that more Indians may be in the pipeline, getting ready to do this. I would love for that to happen. And he's been dedicated, very thoughtful in his posts. And I really love everybody he calls out. He's very thoughtful about it. Not only sometimes there have been a boss, a lot of times there are people that have reported to him or worked next to him, and just very thoughtful about why he's calling people out.
And now, didn't his organization kind of like give him some kudos and
He got
almost
a
like
certificate.
How cool
get
is that?
something that's what I'm thinking. You know what? How cool would it be to get an organization to use the kindness games as an engagement opportunity
What?
to get employees talking about other employees and coworkers, and then hashtagging the kindness games on their social media and saying, hey, for 1 month, we want you to say something about your coworker. Who around you makes a difference to you? The kindness games, organizational structure kind of thing. So engagement, kindness games.
Actually,
What was the organization that
I'm looking it up right now.
I don't think he mentioned, I think he said his organization. So I think he is, I can't remember what security group he's with.
It is
Super cool.
DCPS, the Champagne Award. All right, we're adding DCPS to the scoreboard. What?
Tim, what was the name of the organization that hosted the World Kindness Day?
I have no idea. I don't know if it's an organization or if it was just like one of those holidays, like a Hallmark holiday that they throw out there.
Yeah. Like a National Cheeseburger Day or, something like that. They have a whole stack of holidays like that.
True.
Pretty cool.
Every day.
Always a reason to celebrate, right?
Yeah.
Eric Brinks. Does anybody know this guy? I don't know this
Super
guy.
cool videos. I don't either.
Great backgrounds. Like he's taking editing. Like I'm like, oh, he's in a bar. He's not in a bar. I see the halo thing around his head. That's cool. He's at 18, and I've been really enjoying all of the people. Again, very thoughtful in how he calls people out. He called out Sarah Lawler the other day, which was awesome. Innovation Nation. She's a friend of GSD. And yeah, great call outs for Eric Brinks. And asterisk, Eric, dude, if you stay the course, you can finish on Christmas Day. You can do an unintentional Jingle Bells kindness.
Woohoo. That's awesome.
That's great.
Maybe that's his plan.
Maybe it's his devious plan. Carlos Francisco. Carlos, this is a fun story.
And it's
So
a fun name to
Carlos,
say.
I'm sorry?
Fun name to pronounce, isn't it?
It is. Francisco. So, I know. It's just not, it just doesn't roll off the tongue like D'Onofrio.
You got us harmonize your name. I'm not even kidding.
There you go.
Sean and I were like, D'Onofrio.
So Carlos saw my kindness games posts. He sent me a PM on LinkedIn and said, hey, I just wrote this article. Let me know what you think of it. I liked it. So I liked it. And then he says, hey, this guy works at Facebook. I work at Facebook. And we're both in global security. We've never met. And so he pings me, is like, bro, we need to meet up. And so I think like 2 weeks ago, we did a quick call to meet up. And yeah, we were just talking. And he's like, I'm going to start the kindness games. I was like, when? He's like, soon. I was like, do you want to do your first post with me now? He's like, yes. I'm like, okay, switch over my personal Zoom. We're doing this. And I
That's awesome.
launched it. We launched him off. He's at 16 posts.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
And he said, you know what? It's after Thanksgiving, but I will finish by Christmas. I will do the Jingle Bell Kindness, which is next level for your first 30 to be accelerated like that, more than one a day.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah. So interesting
tough.
stuff. Miranda Capulse, she has been taking an interesting twist. For a while, she was doing a bunch of faces on like a PowerPoint slide and kind of calling everybody out. And now she's found kind thoughts, like how to contribute to a small business without actually investing money, right? So how you can help a small business right now. And she's at 11 posts, which is awesome. And I like that she's even taking us on because she is pretty freaking cool. She's like pretty amazing in the industry. So just that she would get involved is awesome. And then Nabi Numer, he's actually a friend of mine. We're both in security in the Bay Area, and he's at number 9. And he's taken this on, and it's been awesome to watch more people pick up on this.
Great.
Glenn Smith, he's at 1 post. He and I did a tandem kindness games right after Thanksgiving. And so we're waiting for him to keep it going. Although he posts motivational posts, he's like a coach, he's a motivator, like every day. But Glenn, we're looking for those Kindness Day videos, bro. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Yeah, and then we have Justin Hansen with 1 post. And Brittany Golly, she recorded one with me, but I don't think she's released it yet. Where's my video, Brittany?
She's kindness explosion, maybe. You never know.
I don't know. But that's why I don't let anybody else keep my video clips. Then I can't post them when I need to. So, but no, Brittany's a great person, head of GSD, and she's just been an awesome person to get to know over the last year and a quarter. And so we're happy to have her jumping into the kindness games when she posts her video. We just added DCPS from India, the company that recognized Abhijit. So they have 1 kindness games. Wouldn't it be awesome if they jumped into the full-on kindness games and like the CEO of the company started posting?
That'd be sweet.
Challenge.
That would be good. DCPS. Abhijit,
We're going to have,
let them know.
we will have 1 more person from India, probably starting within a week.
Ooh.
I hear
Awesome.
rumblings.
So I'm 95% positive this person will jump in.
Nice.
I don't want to I don't want to call them out publicly until I shame them privately.
Ooh,
I mean, until I encourage them privately.
encourage them.
The amount of people that you know is very impressive.
Yeah.
People are always
okay.
like, oh, I joined because of Steve. Oh, I know Steve. I'm like, wow.
Steve, can
Amazing.
you even count on fingers how many people you brought into the kindness games? You are our biggest recruiter.
Thank you. But you know what though? It's not, because all the people I know are these type of people. So when they see it,
Right.
they're like Sue. I'm just going to shout out Sue, because it's not that I like had to push Sue. Sue said, "What's this?" I'm in. And so that's Kunle Pilemo, my buddy out of Nigeria, my good friend Kunle, the first person from the African continent, by the way, to finish. I just want to make sure
Very
we acknowledge he is the first one.
And Saeed's still in the games.
Saeed's still in the games. He had a special project, so he had to actually move within his country. So he's been super busy, but he's going to be, that project's finishing soon, so he'll get back on track. But my point is that it wasn't me recruiting them. It just happens I'm lucky enough to be in circles of amazing people who are like, oh, I like this. This is cool. I'm in.
Great.
It's really cool.
That is cool, because I must just know a bunch of haters, because I'm like basically beating people about the brow. Like, hey, I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna have 3 coming in. That's my goal, is to see now my kindness games. Second part of my kindness games challenge is to recruit 30 people
Whoa.
Ooh.
to the
Might need to be
kindness
an award
games.
for that, Tim.
Yeah, let's create a
So-
hashtag for that. Figure that
I'm
out.
gonna-
Send it to me.
I'm gonna try to recruit 30 people total into the kindness games.
I
That's
love
really
it.
cool.
So there's my 2021 end of January to have 30 people total recruited into the kindness games.
Nice.
Now it's been said publicly, now I have to do it.
There you go. It's the magic of video.
I've mentioned it to a number of people. Anything special that you say or do, Steve, to tip them over to start doing it?
No, I don't think so. I just tell them do it or else I'll shame you. No, I don't ever, I don't ever say that. No, what I do is it depends. Every person's a little different. But I share with it and they ask me what it is. So a lot of the people that I'm talking to now they're like, well, I don't know how to make content, or I don't, and like, look, you are talking to the king of not making content. But now the kindness games has allowed me to post content because I have something to post. But where before it's like, Steve, you don't post much content. No, I have nothing to say. Yep. So,
right.
But to me, it's like, hey, this is a fun way to do it. And those who are business minded, I said, great, grow your network, be in the kindness games. You will triple your network in 30 days.
It's true. And
Guaranteed.
Also it sets you apart from a lot of other people because there's a weird thing. It's actually pretty unpopular to be positive outwardly right now. And the types of people that have been reaching out to me, recruiters, the chief HR officers of companies, like they are seeing this and they're like, yes. And it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy.
And you also don't realize
this gives.
Yep. And you also don't realize how small the world is.
Oh yeah.
I was lucky enough. I had a chance to interview Miranda for a newsletter for the company I do some part-time work for. And she was kind enough to give me her time. And we did we're going to do a video one again soon. We have time, but she is such an amazing individual. We haven't actually spoke. We just communicated via email and she let me interview her. And she is so amazing. But yeah. I did one of my shout outs was for a friend of mine out of Japan. And she posted on the same post and says, hey, his name is Terrence. And she's like, Terrence, how you been? We should catch up. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I interview a lady from the Netherlands who happens to know someone I know in Japan.
Yep.
What in the world? So the kindness games not only is connecting people, but it's showing us how interconnected we truly are with the rest of the planet. And this is going to sound cheesy, forgive me, but I've met people now from probably 12 different countries. And I'm learning, you know what? We are that catchphrase of we're more alike than different. You can never see it more clearly through something like the kindness games, because we are talking about human qualities, human values, and all the other junk just fades away when you begin to say, here are the positive qualities about another human being, regardless of your political standing, regardless of what religion you follow, what politics you're into. It all fades away when you say, you know what, you've touched my life and here's why.
Seemed like a mic drop right there.
I like it.
All right, everybody. The kindness game scoreboard out.